suffocating. Suluk opened his eyes and again saw himself entrapped by the red raven's enormous wings. He was surprised that the red raven had returned to his life. With all his might, he pushed it away and dove into a dark void beneath to hide and temporarily escape. The darkness led him back to his home village of Noatak. He saw familiar faces of the villagers and family members. They said to him, "Suluk, what made you think a nobody like you could find the Jade Mountain when all those legendary explorers have failed?" Someone else said, "Are you ready to quit your stupid quest? Haven't you killed enough innocent dogs and now your best friend Eagle?" A distant voice said, "Aren't you going to shrink away and lose your voice again?" "No!" Suluk shouted. Without warning, the villagers gathered around Suluk and held him down while the red raven landed in front of him from the dark sky. Suluk's mother was standing next to the raven and said, "Thomas will eat out your eyes and keep you here forever. You'll never run away again." The villagers drew Suluk over to the outstretched wings of the red raven. Standing in front of the evil bird, Suluk felt taller, stronger, and more powerful than before. Rather than running from the red raven, he stood his ground. This time he was ready to fight. Suluk shouted, "Now me!" and lunged toward the red raven. Suluk's hard shiver from the frigid night woke him up. He was still holding Sosos close to him. The large campfire was nearly burnt out. From afar, the morning twilight was beginning to glow. Alone in the Arctic winter, they had no supplies or food. He thought about Eagle and asked himself, what would Eagle have done to survive this situation? The dark figures in Suluk's nightmare made him think of Doc and his camp up on the big mountain. On his first journey, he had left behind several items that he could not carry out. He remembered putting the rifle, ammunition, traps, pieces of dried wood, and some of Doc's clothing inside the tent. Suluk realized that they had to get back up the big mountain in order to survive their current ordeal. The morning light was dim, but gradually brightened during their hike up the big mountain. At near full daylight, Suluk and Sosos arrived at the cliff where they had had the scuffle with Doc. Suluk stood there, contemplating. How even more beautiful is this place now that it is covered in snow, he thought. He looked down at the partially collapsed small mountain below. From the high perspective, the site of the avalanche looked smooth, without any distinguishable features or signs of Eagle and his dogs. Suluk and Sosos turned around and headed toward the boulder behind which lay Doc's camp. As they approached, Suluk saw a vast ground depression where the dark pond had been. Gradually he realized that the sunken land was actually caved-in surface ice from the pond. They walked up to the edge of the pond, and it became apparent that the water had disappeared.